Yeah. One West. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. We work hard in a life, hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and a dig it in a road and a live no life. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now me a seek time for myself and me a shell down some party. Me stress, me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to the girl in a the beach dress. The body a roller, she a the neatest. She nah no man, nah that a the weakness. So me the in her ears, but not like a real pest. Nah, just a move with a vibe. Because we a poor, the mood is alive. If you do 9 to 5, I know you a get rich, you do realize. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now we are poor, kulu bump on anything we compare. That is it. Move to that girl, let the body tick. What is it? You know see me attack loud the politics. Watch it twist. No one see no ratchet flick, no matic click. No negative energy, a positive. One way I keep the peace and no magic trick. We are dance till the night gone. We are groove, we are vibe. And no care, no fear right off. Make it on with your life. Me say, me no want see you leave yet. Me no want see you depressed. We are party for de-stress. We work hard in a life. Hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and I mash up the road and I live no life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Me stress. Me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to the girl in a the peach dress. The body a roller, the neatest. She nah no man, so that a the weakness. So me the in a it that a no real test. Nah. Yeah.
All right, clap it up. Cap, I think you might be on mute.
And each trying to put brothers in that mode. Tonight is Friday night, and you know brothers be doing Friday night. Sisters be doing Friday night. Trying to get ready for the club. You know what I mean?
I want to tell you, Cap, we get that rhythm there, you know, and you know what I mean? The vibe of the rhythm, because somebody sang on the rhythm, it was a party rhythm. I mean, I said, all right, you know, I can't go short of that still. I do a party song, but from my perspective, a man when I really got a party, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
This way I could have explained it still. So all right. So okay, go ahead, sir.
No, you go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, man. All right, so shalom to everybody watching, you know what I mean? Welcome again to the Breakdown Podcast, where we break down the strongholds holding back the children of Israel here in the Caribbean, you know what I mean, North, Central, and South America. I'm here with our host, Captain of 13,000, Nayatak, you know what I mean, Officer of 1,000, Abedawan, and myself, Officer 500, Kayadwan from ISUPK, Jamaica. You know what I mean? As you jump in, you just tap up the screen, like, share, follow, subscribe, depending on the platform you're watching at. You understand?
Shalom, you're watching Chakata.
Shalom, you're watching Chakata.
Thumb. Yeah, man, how y'all doing?
To Cap.
Y'all still recovering across there on the island? Yeah, man.
Still do.
Recovering. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
recovering.
yeah, I ain't hearing nothing coming out. Although we have yeah, I mean, a video here that's heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Right.
To you know what I mean, to show, you know what I mean, the you know what I mean, like the tribulations we have. You know what I mean, when you know what I mean, when we left with, you know what I mean, in these type of devastations. You know what I mean, nonetheless.
Kind
But
of
you know what I
kind.
mean, in the earlys, everybody was trying to, you know what I mean, promote their whole foundation or whatever they was trying to do to, you know what I mean, help out. But now it seems like it died down. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now
Kind
you all there on the island. So with it dying down on the outside, it making us sort of, you know what I mean, forget that there are people in desperate need on the island still. You know what I mean?
kind.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I was talking about, The time will just come with other people who would have just get on with their life.
hmm And just use it as a yeah, I mean, like what I call that, boy, those what people be doing, like as a tool to push a certain narrative or um, I forget the word they use, man. There's a word they have for it, like public um
Photo up.
yeah, like a photo op, but it's more so like like the public seeing you doing this. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like how like
Cloud chasing or something like that.
yeah, like with P. Diddy. Remember P. Diddy, right? While he was doing all the things that they brought out in court, remember they gave him the keys to New York, a certain part of New York. You understand?
Kind.
So his public image, like yeah, I mean, like his public image
Yeah.
wasn't, I mean, didn't have that behind it. And I mean, and some people will use this as a way to get that public image out there, but just use it for that. And then once they get what they had to get from it, that's it. That's why,
Yeah.
what I mean, people, you might see people taking pictures, but on the ground, what they're doing on the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? They could,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody in another country could, could just hold up the Jamaican flag or, what I mean, or wherever and say we're sending rice or somewhere to this place, to Jamaica, but rice could never make it in. And that's because of the media. You know what I mean? That propaganda the media, able to, do, where there's nobody vetting your conduct, nobody vetting who you really are. You understand?
And that is difficult to do.
Yeah, it's difficult. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to do. That's something, what I mean? That's why the truth, the only thing to combat what we're talking about is the truth. So
Right.
that's why I asked, what I mean, you all on the ground, you all for sure be giving the facts. You know what I mean? I can't go based off on what I've seen on the internet. You understand? You know what I mean? So if you want to kick it off with the video, you know what I mean? So brothers and sisters, could
Amazing
see it.
Grace.
You know what I
Meet me
mean?
by the river. Eulogy.
Yeah.
Kind. Slack.
hmm
Other traditional Jamaican funeral rites for Basil Clark, more popularly known as Jugger. Instead, his family laid him to rest in the back of the. There are no Amazing Grace, Meet Me by the River, Eulogy, or any of the other traditional Jamaican funeral rites for Basil Clark, more popularly known as Jugger. Instead, his family laid
Explain
him to
that.
rest in the
Explain that.
back of their yard mere
What
meters
are you
from where
talking about
his
there
house stood.
with Jagger?
Karen Clark said her
Explain that for
brother
the
defied
people.
the
Slack. Say that again.
What he said something about some backyard jogger. What is that?
Oh, the person name is Jagger.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's his name. Kind.
okay.
appeals from the family to leave his house because they thought it wasn't safe to withstand Hurricane Melissa's fury. His house now stands as a pile of rubble. proof the family members' fears were well placed.
After when it rained and everything, the house collapsed on him now, we see him take time of crawling in my house. That was my house break down the window, the door and everything come out of it. So me asked my brother if he could take it to them over there. My brother give him some clothes to change. And we find change with up clothes, he lay down. He start to tell him brother say I feel pain in her head and inside. Which he never did show me saying get a cut in her inside. He only show me the one in her head and the scrape in her back. The one to his side, I would damage him. So it look like him bleed out all the blood over my brother hole.
His family believes he passed not long after and called the police, who they say never turned up. The road to the community was blocked, so Miss Clark said she walked to the Darlington police station the following day to alert them of.
Boy.
God. So you can imagine, Cap, if the police don't turn up, neither will, you know what I mean, the funeral parlor, you know what I mean, so they can't get a proper burial or get put on ice or nothing like that.
Yeah, buddy.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think what they knew is it had said, the police turn up, but the police couldn't give her any time as to if the funeral service would turn up and pick up the body. And she asked them if she can bury the body, and the police said, "I can't give you that right to bury the body."
Well,
So
go ahead.
Well, they didn't want for dead animal because it's a dead goat, dead donkey, dead pig, a lot of dead animal around them. So plus there was children and other people in the yard. They start get afraid. And then
So let's bury him.
rigor mortis would start setting and the body would start failing out.
Yeah. And you know what I mean, and of course, you know what I mean, when it gets to that point now, the disease, you know what I mean, you don't want that. You know what I mean? And how we bury we dead, you know what I mean, we bury we dead. I mean, we have ways we bury the dead. We bury the dead away from where we live in, from our camp. You know what I mean? We you know what I mean? The Lord was specific on dealing with that. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? You'll be unclean for a certain amount of time. You can't be around somebody who been around the dead, or else you'll be unclean until the evening. You understand what I'm saying? And that was to keep us from getting any type of disease. So the sister did the best thing she could have done with whatever resources she had. You know what I mean? And that's to show you, you know what I mean? Like, we as a people, like, if we don't understand that we have to come together, things like this should make us understand that we should come together. And because we're not in charge of the media, we're not able to really reach one another the way we should reach one another. And the oppressor trying tooth and nail to keep us separate like that. You know what I mean? So now, brothers and sisters in Jamaica, you know what I mean, you basically, as a so-called nation or island, have to now, you know what I mean, take care of yourselves in your oppression. When the other brothers on the island, if they're not seeing it, they have other things to deal with on the island. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the oppression is in itself, it's real. You know what I mean? Give me Deuteronomy. Start off with Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
Gone. And if I may, sir, you know what I mean? This is kind of like, this just show everybody affected by the hurricane in a kind of survival mode. Because like with a reason before the show, them not get no time for mourn. You understand? Them not get no time for cry or nothing like that. Or for say, boy, John Tom dead. Or when them dead and gone and Ray and the hurricane, them have to continue living. So them have to just put him in a grave You know what I mean? And continue, see how them can survive, you know? In a
Yeah.
terrible situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can one can. All right, so like you said, Deuteronomy 28 and 26, right?
No, start at 28 and 1 so people understand. You know what I mean? Because the next story going into is basically, you know what I mean? And that's, you know what I mean? That's the spirit in that it kind of like ties in to this story too. You know what I mean?
Can. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments,
And
which
the
I command."
Lord, this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. Let's be specific. You go read Deuteronomy 27 and 1. It tells you that Moses guided the children of Israel. So Moses
Right.
is speaking to specific people, were the Israelites, who are the West Indians, the black, you know what I mean, West Indians, the Negroes in America, the Negroes in the Caribbean, you know what I mean, which I would say is the West Indians. You understand? The Hispanics, the Latinos, the Native Indians, or the First Nation people, I should say. You understand? They make up the 12 tribes of Israel. They are the Israelites. And Moses was speaking to their forefathers. Right? Read on.
Can to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord had it in his mind to put us above all the nations.
Right.
You understand? Because you see how the earth being run right now, with the so-called oppressor being in charge. The earth is in a disarray. You understand? The earth is in mourning right now with the so-called oppressor being in charge. You know what I mean? Everywhere look like there's, you know what I mean? Every time you turn the TV on, there's some new conflict showing up, and he's in the middle of it. You understand? If you're looking deep in the background, he's in the middle of all these turmoils that are taking place on the earth. You understand? The major ones is the Ukraine, and then you have what, Sudan also too. Then you had the recent one was Guinea. I forget the name of the African country, but there's a new one where there was a coup that took place. You look in those.
Burkina Faso.
Huh?
Burkina Faso.
No, there's a newer one that just happened.
Okay.
You understand? One that just happened. You know what I mean? And also too. Huh?
Plus the Middle East, sir.
Yeah, in the Middle East. Yeah. You understand? And, you know what I mean, the Lord, you know what I mean, of course, this Bible is speaking to black people, you know what I mean, as a nation. That this is what Moses is telling you here is as a nation, like we were supposed to be on top. You know what I mean? And there's other places in the Bible, if you want more evidence to show that we were supposed to be on top. We're the most compassionate people. You think if the oppressor was in our position, they would have been getting help, I mean, around the clock to help build back, to help take care of the dead, to help take care of the dead humans, you know what I mean, animals, you name it, the livestock, you name it. We'd have been helping them. You understand? If it was the other way around, to make sure, you know what I mean, that everything get put back in this, you know what I mean, in this place. You understand? But because he's in power, the earth is going to mourn, as the Bible says. Now read on.
Jump down to verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
No, we ain't listening to the Lord. And I could, you know what I mean, 90% of the blame go have to go on the Christian church. Because the Christian church teach you not to listen to the Lord.
Right.
You understand? The Christian church teach you, you know what I mean, to fear man more than you fear God. You understand? And when I say man, the oppressor, you fear the oppressor more than you fear the Most High power.
Right.
You understand? Like you're supposed to be afraid of the man who created Melissa. That's who you're supposed to be afraid of.
Right.
And then go seek out how to please him so he doesn't do this again to us.
And Slacky, if I may,
Come
you know what I
on.
mean? When Cap said the man did not Donald Trump and Andrew Holness because they didn't
Mm-hmm.
make Melissa. The like a foolish talk we are going around the island that this was man-made. You understand?
Right.
The man we Cap talk about is the most high. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So him we should fear. Slacky.
Yeah. That's what it should fear. Right? Read on.
God one can to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I
Mm-hmm.
command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and
That all
overtake.
these what?
All these curses.
All these curses.
Right.
You understand? All these curses was going to come upon thee. All. Every last one he spoke about in
Right.
Deuteronomy. We're going to read about one. All right? Read on.
God one can. Verse 16.
No, skip down to 26 now.
God one can. Verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air.
You understand?
God
Like the
one can.
Lord, this is a curse. When you die, you know what I mean? If you in your kingdom, you should be given a proper burial. You understand? In the kingdom, you should be given a proper burial. You understand? Your body shouldn't be left out there, you know what I mean, for the fowl of the air to come and feast on. You
Right.
understand? You know what I mean? And most of the times, where do you see that? You see that in them, especially in them movies, when another nation fights another nation, and you know what I mean, there's you know what I mean, a ton of unaliving taking place
Yeah.
in the war. And see, you know what I mean,
Feel
you know
like
what I
dead
mean,
body.
yeah, feel like dead bodies.
God one
You
can.
understand? Like that ain't take place here. This was, you know what I mean, you didn't go to war.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no bomb drop on here. This was a hurricane. This was, you know what I mean, what it was, you know what I mean, how to live it as a natural disaster
Mm-hmm.
that hit
God
you.
one can.
You understand? But lo and behold, your body had to be laid out there. Because I'm sure the story is going to come out that people still missing. And then
Yeah.
by the time you do find them, it's going to be, you know what I mean, carcass with just, you know what I mean, more likely just bones
Yeah.
you're
God one
talking
can.
about, which is a rough deal. And that's the Lord trying to tell us we are cursed. This is a punishment from the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
God one can. And unto the beasts of the earth,
Hmm.
and no man shall fray them away.
No man shall fray them away. Meaning no man would be able to stop, you know what I mean, this from happening. No
Right.
man. You know what I mean, you try to go get help from the police to take care of the body. You couldn't even get the police to say, you know what, we go put him in the truck and take him to the morgue. You ain't get none of that taking place.
God one can.
You understand? None of that taking place. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, and to throw on to add it to the you know what I mean, to the fact that we going through this is the oppression.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right? Read on. Any more to that?
La, that was it for verse 26.
No, skip to go to Jeremiah.
God one can.
You know what I mean?
God one can. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 4.
Hmm.
And it says, they shall die a grievous death.
You understand? Like you remember the storm was over and he barely, you know what I mean, make it out alive. And they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know he had a cut or something on his side from what
Yes.
they were saying. The brother had a cut on his side. And apparently, as the sister said, he bleed out. That's a grievous death.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? For your home that you're living in, your dwelling place that you're living in, to collapse on you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean?
That.
That is rough. and you barely make it crawl your way out to your sister, you know what I mean, home. You know what I mean? For your sister to rush to go get help, but it's too late. Done. Read on.
And still like yes, sir. As
Come
it
on.
appeared, it seemed like it was a concrete structure as well, you know.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? I guess in his mind, you know what I mean, he would be safe here, not knowing that, you know what I mean, this would happen. You know what I mean?
And also to you, you're right, but and also too, it's almost like okay, with us, right, with black people, we look for options. You understand? And with us, there's no option. Like in his mind, I can't leave here. Where would I leave and go? I mean, remember the sister was there too, right? Like where?
Yeah, but I think like he lived in another dwelling.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like she went to the other dwelling, but more than like it was right around there. She took a chance too.
Yeah.
Like there was no way for them to go. You understand? There's no way for them to go. To the point where, go ahead.
So like you said, they look at the place, it just look like a wilderness, like they are in an area that, you know, far, not too close to other people.
Mm-hmm.
It was the family land, family up there, that region there.
Yeah. And I mean, and so in other words, you in your mind, you have to stay here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like remember when Christ say, if the abomination to desolation stand, you're supposed to leave and flee to the mountains. Well, the brothers who stayed and the sisters who stayed, they were put in a siege where they had to do things you wouldn't normally do to survive. You understand? And Christ was trying to warn them. You understand? You just imagine you hear a storm is coming, and this is going to be the worst. And the best thing you could do is say, "What I'm a buckle it down right here, right here," knowing that you know what I mean more than likely that you know what I mean that's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? You took a chance. You understand? We took a chance. You know what I mean? Read on.
They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. So,
You understand? But this brother, I mean, it was good that he was what? He actually was buried. I mean, his buddy, and I mean, was it him alone or another family member? Who they buried?
I think there's two. Yeah,
It's two of them.
Yeah.
It's what him and his wife.
I think it's a niece.
A niece. Oh boy.
Like that.
Yeah. So at least they got buried. You understand? But it was nonetheless grievous.
But I
You
think
understand?
the niece must have been in a different house.
Is that a different house? Which let you know there was not safe no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I mean, it's a chance and to show you how the government, you know what I mean, really, you know what I mean, like they don't, you know what I mean, just imagine you know the storm coming, you know it's gonna be real bad. You know what I mean? But you don't, you know what I mean, you're not able to get out there and help people like this and tell them, nah, you have to leave now. You have to leave. It's coming right to you. You understand? And that's it. Go ahead.
Salaki. Sorry. That's one of the downfalls of democracy.
Yeah. That is.
In another system, when if they say leave, you would have to.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, even in UPK, not even have to look on another system of government like so, but Even new people. You say leave, they have to leave.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was no authority to tell him, to insist that he leave.
Yeah. You're right.
And Salakia, sir, to make it even
Mm-hmm.
worse, have, crazy people on the internet telling, with followings, we have a big crowd that follow them, that there's no storm coming, them just a try get you to empty the supermarket to make money, and many people just feel like, say, boy, well, burial come last year and it wasn't that bad in many
Mm.
cases.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You know,
Mm.
I just, even though them say category 5, you know what I
Right.
mean? What is a
And
category 5? So that,
yeah. And you know who I blame for that? I blame the Christian church. Because the
one can,
Christian church don't take the fear of God out of black
can,
people on the island.
one can.
You understand? Like little do they know that if that barrel came from the Lord, if the new barrel came from the Lord, then they will look at the Lord a little different.
Right.
You understand? If they know Melissa comes from the Lord, they will look at God a little different. They will. You understand? But
Can,
because of the Christian church, we allowed to, not so much allowed, but it's more so we don't,
don't fear them.
no danger when
Yeah.
danger is there. We don't
Right.
have that
Right.
understanding. You understand?
And and
That
Salaki too,
danger,
so
come on.
and Salaki too, so they also talking about this time is man-made.
Yeah.
One can.
I mean,
Uh,
that might be their coping mechanism, but I mean, it's best if they put their coping mechanism in the Most High God.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because now you can say it's man-made, so guess what? We could continue eating pork. We
Mm-hmm.
could
Mm-hmm.
continue smoking. You
One can.
understand? We could continue living that disgusting lifestyle that we live in the Christian church. You understand? But if we say this storm is from the Lord, then guess what we have to do? We have to sit down and ask ourselves, what the hell we doing? You understand? Are we
One can.
following the Lord? You know what I mean? We got to take stock of what we're doing. You
So
know what I
that,
mean?
yes,
Hmm.
it's the same thing like with COVID. You know what I mean? COVID came, which is an obvious plague from the Most High. You know what I mean? But people would rather believe that COVID was made in a lab. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, because that take God out of the picture, which means that, yeah, man, a man do this, so my lifestyle, my sins, don't really matter. I don't have to change like what you say, yeah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, God, so,
Hmm.
Yeah, and with the COVID, if they had really looked into what they are saying, they wouldn't say it because to say that it was man-made, you are saying that man can make life because that was
Hmm.
a living virus.
God,
Yeah.
A man not capable of making no form of life, no matter how small it is.
That's right.
He can encourage it to grow, but he can't
Hmm.
make it. And with this hurricane, you hear them talk about this is man-made storm. Man make
and
the only thing the man could make that give you this gale force wind is a atomic bomb because that
Hmm.
blast push a gale force wind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's lucky, if I may. The worst part of it is the person who are champion this man-made storm thing is, none other than a madman named L.A. Lewis. You
Mm.
understand? I don't know if you don't know about L.A. Lewis. L.A.
And
Lewis is,
I heard the name.
yeah, it was the same person that came on my life one day. I would try get him to come on the show. He talk about
Oh.
madness, you know what I mean? Yeah. And everybody know him as being this, what I call it, crazy person, but because him have money, sir, it's him money,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of people start to follow him opinion because in our people mind is if he was that dumb, why is he rich? You know what I mean? When it clear say you have base stupidness in talk. So he might the main one where I talk about the storm man me and him even come out with video saying, don't worry about the storm now come. See? Yeah, he did a video before the storm, and after the storm come and do it though, he must say man made. Yeah. So if I may, I see him on a live one time, I'm join the live, I'm say, confront him, I say, you need to come off of the internet because you might need to bear some of the blame for some people who didn't evacuate because you tell them, say, no storm now come. You know what I'm saying? No storm no come. No storm no come because that was man-made. You know what I mean? So I know one storm or something else. You know what I mean? So that these are the voices our people listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, and go ahead.
Maybe the reason why him have money is because him have some connection to the royal family.
Okay. You believe him? Me always I said him full of crap, you know. But
it's not his mouth. I heard it from.
Okay.
All right. You remember when Prince Charles, before he became King Charles, when he visit Jamaica?
Yeah, can.
All right. Prince Charles did send for him.
Okay.
That time he was living in the ghetto, and a police superintendent went with his team and fetch him. And said, Prince sent for you, and he said, hey. And then put on him clothes and him go. Yeah. And when him go to the prince now and him shake him and him ask for some people. And the prince look on him and said, I like when I said, you know them people? What do you mean? And you know, family in the royal family.
So Mr. Eden?
No, man. All right. Remember, the royal family, the ones that you hear about is the ones that are really hold office and thing now. They have a relative which you don't hear about, who married black people.
Okay.
I don't think you can eat.
You know what I initially thought? I initially thought he was this madman who always promote the royal family. You know what I mean? Just always a big up Queen Elizabeth. You know, like some Uncle Tom, you know what I mean? We big up the Queen and all them things there. I always picture him as that, but what you tell me now, you know what I mean?
I don't think him in the bloodline, but
okay.
Strong family in it.
Okay.
Marrying it. So because of that, it is the state's responsibility to make sure they have money.
Yeah.
Because him do some scamming too, because he must sell some what call maroon document. You see? Because he claim to be a part of the Maroons and he must sell sovereignty documents and all them things, which is scamming because there's no sovereignty here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? And
so in other words, he what they call a smart man. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's not really smart, you know. It's our people not smart enough to see that he's full of crap.
Yes. There ain't no sweat. And you know what I mean, and that's what we're here to do. We're gonna call them out on the BS. You understand? Go to Luke 13 and 4.
Got.
Start at 1. Sorry.
Got one.
All right. And this year is basically to, you know what I mean, to you know what I mean, let brothers and sisters know, you know what I mean, even though you look at this brother and this, you know what I mean, and his niece, you know what I mean, and you know what I mean, dying like this, don't think for once that, you know what I mean, they're the worst of us.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Don't think for once. Because this could have happened to me and you. You understand? Go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 13 and 1, and it says, there were present at that season some that told him of the Galileans, whose blood Pilate had mingled with their sacrifices.
So they came to Christ. You understand? And listen to what Christ is going to say.
Verse 2. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, suppose ye that these Galileans were sinners above all the Galileans, because they suffered such things? Verse 3, I tell you nay, but except ye repent,
except what?
Except ye repent.
And this is the thing, we don't learn the lesson that Christ was trying to teach us.
Right.
Christ was trying to teach us so many lessons before, he had to leave us. And one of these lessons was for us to change. Stop being who we were in the world. Stop being that person that he was in the world and become somebody brand new. You understand? And Christ was always trying to teach brothers and sisters that. Always. But then you have these big-headed Negroes, your Christian pastor, who to them that is not profiting them. For you to change. Right? Read on.
God. But except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish.
And he said, except ye be what?
Except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish.
You understand? Except ye repent. You understand? Like not just me. We all have to repent. We all have a change.
Right.
You understand? Oh, he said we're going to what? We're going to perish. You understand? Learn. Take these, take these type of events and learn from it. Mourn, for your loved one. Mourn for them. But learn. Learn the lesson from this mellisa. And the lesson from this mellisa, we gotta fear the Lord more than we fear mellisa. You understand? We gotta fear the Creator. You understand?
So that
right?
Come on. And it's so important, the scripture we just bring out, because you will have people in a Kingston who say, no man, I true the people them down at the west wicked and rare, tear and tear and tear. Why it reach so and rare. No. You know what I mean? All are we wicked as a people, all are we do evil. But the most time make an example of some of it, so that the rest of we can repent. So those of us who feel like say, boy, yes, this is the judgment of God, like this person in the comment. Yes, it is the judgment of God, but maybe you should have been among the casualty. You know what I mean? You think that you are more righteous than the people them down there in St. Elizabeth? I mean, you're not in the ISUP case, so clearly you're not. You understand? Clearly you're not. See? So don't think that you're better than the people down there in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. See? Except you get inside this body of Christ. You're not safe neither. You understand? Slap.
Yep. And that's the lesson Christ was trying to teach them. It's like the woman who was caught in adultery. Christ was trying to teach her a lesson. Christ wasn't trying to teach her to go sin, like these Christian pastors be trying to say. You understand? The Lord hate the sin, not the sinner. No. I mean, somebody who teaching you that is telling you could smoke, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's telling you could, you could abuse people. Right. You could do drugs. You understand? What we say is the Lord don't just hate the sin. He hate the sinner and the sin. You understand? He don't want you becoming, he want you going into that lifestyle being a homosexual.
Right.
Or else, as the Bible says, your blood gonna be upon you. That's judgment from the Lord. That ain't judgment from me or from Abadawan or from Keadwan. That's the Lord telling you could get these, AIDS. You could get these, these venereal disease. The Lord telling you that. You understand? The Lord telling you could get HIV. That's the Lord. You understand? That's your blood being upon you. And that's just one example. You understand? Then don't go, let's not talk about the pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. where you have to go to the doctor and the doctor tell you have to stop eating that or we got to take your leg.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like we gonna have to realize the Lord, this Bible is for us. And this Bible is going to show you how to serve the Lord. But you're going to need a priest to teach you how to serve the Lord. Your pastor is not a priest. Your pastor is a pimp.
Right.
He is a pimp and he is scamming you out of your money. He's not trying to teach you what the Lord wants you to know according to the Bible. You understand? Or else he will tell you the truth. You understand? He will tell you the truth. He will tell you that Christ died for only blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. He would tell you that God only loves a particular people. He would tell you about the dietary law that we have to follow. He would tell you these things.
God.
You understand?
So like, if I may, sir,
Come on.
these fake Hebrew Israelite groups, you know what I mean, whether Old Testament or whatever, see, you know, it's just as the Christian church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No different from Christian church. As I said before, you know what I mean? And as the ISUPK bring out time and time again, if you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You understand?
That's right.
So it don't make no sense to come in the chat and I try educate us. You should be in class. You
That's right.
understand? So that.
That's right.
And Salaki, sir. The Most High even throw a lifeline to them, to a lot of the communities in the West, where stream break out some areas where there was none before. So even though fog and they can't get water, they get stream and water run and them can get water to wash and do what they want. Boil it and cook and do what they want to do. They don't have to get water. Yeah, you have stream break out in couple of the community.
Yeah.
That never happened over this side of Jamaica. And if the hurricane hit this side, it probably wouldn't happen. So we want to think that those people don't. The most I just save this side so that it can be a lifeline to the next side of their life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that could have been the case, you know what I mean? Maybe the Most High wanted to judge the entire island, but like the Bible said, the Most High merciful. You understand?
Yeah.
In a all judgment that, you know what I mean, Christians and fake Hebrew Israelites like to point out, them forget to mention in mercy. You understand? The Most High does show some mercy to you, you know what I mean, so that you can learn from this situation and change your life. You understand?
Yeah.
That's right.
The most I remember the ISUPK over this side.
Okay.
So no church over this side can say because them over here why they don't, because all of them who have branches in the west back that side. Every church there.
God.
Not every single one. Who don't get clean wipe out. As a matter of fact, all of them seem to be like a clean wipe out because many of them the ceiling, the roof come down and mash up the pew. I mean, you look in some of them, you don't see the benches. The walls knocked down. And like I said before, I think it was last week, stone wall. That can't stand up for hundreds of years. Knock out at that church. I mean, I talk solid build stone wall. There are two ways to build a stone wall. You can build a stone wall with the dirt in the middle. You put clay in the middle and use the clay to fasten the stone and then mortar to hold the stone. And then another way, where you use a solid stone wall. So right through the wall is solid stone. Them kind of church to get lick out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the Lord did all of that to warn the rest of us. That could be you, me and you if we don't change.
God.
You understand? You know what I mean? Just because of, you know what I mean, time, you want to jump into the other video too? The other,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, segue into it, because this here is basically, you know what I mean, is along that part of us, you know what I mean, being as a nation. You
Gone.
understand?
Gone.
All
Gone.
right, go ahead.
Gone.
And I grew up in a world where overt expressions of that were not acceptable. You weren't allowed to generalize on the basis of race because the assumption was each person is an individual. I don't understand when it
So now
became okay
pause
to
that,
generalize
pause
about
that
racial.
there, right? So he's saying that what that there's no generalization. You know what I mean? Like you can't be an individual basically. He doesn't know when that was taken away. You understand? This oppressor, you know what I mean, known as Tucker Carlson. He was known to be a racist. You
Right.
understand? When he was at Fox News. You understand? And now, you know what I mean, you're hearing his perspective on, you know what I mean, on basically how America looks at it. You understand? So start it from the top again.
Gone.
And I grew up in a world where overt expressions of that were not acceptable. You weren't allowed to generalize on the basis of race because the assumption was each person is an individual. I don't understand when it became okay to generalize about racial groups.
I think while some people have the luxury to be raised only being told to look at individual people, it should be no surprise to you that Black people, in particular Black men, have been taught forever that they have to be careful how they behave around white people, that the way they behave will be interpreted differently, that when they misbehave, it'll be punished differently, that if they laugh too loud, if they walk into a nice
And
store.
pause that.
So with all due respect, Tucker, what was true for you has never been
pause
true
it.
for lots of people.
And pause it there. And you see, you know what I mean, the brother trying his best. He ain't in the truth, but he trying his best to deal with this, you know what I mean, this racist. When he should just call him for what he is.
Right.
You understand? When, you know what I mean, like he is saying when it is the, you know what I mean, it moved from, you know what I mean, not treating you as a group. Like America don't treat you as an individual. If they treat you as an individual, then guess what? I think he in his mind, he think having a couple millionaire Black people mean that Black people doing well.
Gone.
I mean, now we, you know what I mean? Now we, you know what I mean, we able to live the so-called American dream. You know what I mean? Or a couple Black people, you know what I mean, doing good for themselves. Well, as a nation, we're doing good. When the brother trying to correct him, you know what I mean, in his mindset, when it has never been like that. When a Black man does a crime, other Black men is known. There's stories out there where, you know what I mean, Black men get held, and after, you know what I mean, a few minutes looking at it, they hold the wrong Black person because they don't look at you as an individual. If they did, then, you know what I mean, then guess what? And guess what will happen? Then it will be even across the board.
Social media counting time.
You understand? Like, it will be even across the board. We'll be equal, but we're not equal. You understand? We're not. Remember, in their constitution, it says what? All men are created equal. All men. But we all know who all men is speaking about. All white men, all Caucasian, all oppressors are created equal. Because Black people, as a nation, not as an individual, not one Black man, not two Black men, as a nation, we were in captivity. So how could you now come and say when we start looking at groups, you understand, or ethnicities? You understand? I mean, continue.
If I may, sir, and Tucker Carlson full of crap. You know what I mean? Because he might come from Fox News, where that is the place, that is the crowd of white people that generalize Black people. You know what I mean? That's Black people are this and Black people are that. Him saying that him grew up in a world where You know what I mean? Everybody's an individual and rare. Lie him a tell. Lie him
Yeah.
a tell. Him know say him and him Fox News colleagues, them and him rest of racist people, them sit down and talk bad about black people as a whole. You
Yeah.
understand? So I lie him a tell, you know what I mean? It's luck, yeah.
Yeah. Because or else he will if it was individual, then on the news they will have criminal whites, criminal black. But on the news,
Yeah.
anything that deal with some form of criminality, it's more directed to one group of people.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So which means you're not looking at us as being individuals. You're
Right.
looking at a group of people as being criminals. You understand? And now this brother had to come on here and how to defend what, you know what I mean, his aspect or his take on how he sees white America. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of ways to respond to that. One, on a factual basis. In truth, in a lot of places in this country, the main threat that African Americans face is not from white people, as you perfectly well know.
So I first want to respond to the first comment. I think is while it's true that, of course, people of color face threats from other people of color, it's also true that white people face the overwhelming threat from white people. That is,
right.
People face threats from who they live beside. So
That's
I
right.
find
exactly.
But I think it's fair to point out that we oughtn't be distasteful and say things like, well, the great threat. It does feed a certain.
And you see what he's doing, right? He basically trying to, you know what I mean, playing into basically Tucker Carlson in a way where he should have said, you know what I mean, and here, you know what I mean, from the time he goes there is, you know what I mean, we've been oppressed by the so-called white man. By your people. You know what I mean, since we came out of slavery. We tried to build our own community. You came and tear that down. All the communities where black people try to build, white America came and tear down.
Right.
And gave some reason where it was alleged that this black man did this. There's always allegations from them that lead to a whole entire city being burnt. You understand? Which, come on.
When I mentioned that you should always add over 100 black towns destroyed by them.
Yeah.
One where it have violently are through eminent domain.
Yeah. You understand? Like and the brother, he should have bring all that out and said that, you know what I mean.
He might not know that.
No, he knows.
Because
trust me. If you're in America here, you're Judite here in America, you do know the white man is the devil.
Oh,
the oppressor is the devil.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, through making money, they try to sweep that part.
That's that. Now you get into it. You understand? Come on.
Uncle Tom, like him, we know these things, but try not to bring it up because he don't really want white people look bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Really want to play it. You know what I mean? Say yes, him see past the race thing. You know, like we would have bring it out clearly. Say, oh, the white man and the devil. Him no want him pot there. Him want them books. Meanwhile, him still have to defend against them racism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When he should meet racism, meet what his thing with racism.
Yeah, can.
And with facts too.
Can.
To show him, to show him like Tucker Carlson, like America, wants to forget about the past. They don't want you to bring the past up. You understand? Tucker Carlson, in his mind, dealing with the present. You understand? When you have to go and deal with the past and now bring it to the present. You understand? Now you understand the psychology, you know what I mean, the psychological effect that's taking place in our group or in our ethnic group, in our community. You understand? Now you'll get a full picture of what is taking place. You understand?
And if I may, sir, it's almost like Tucker Carlson now daring, like, you don't think white people is the biggest threat to black people, right?
Yes.
Hearing him, you know what I mean? I know him is a good old, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Some Negro, you know? So,
Yes. Yeah, I mean
so
when he should have go there with it.
right.
Yes, white people are more dangerous than black people. Because if white people leave us alone, brother, we'll have a nation. A nation like nobody knows. We'll have a nation overnight if he leave us to fix our own problems.
Bigger than theirs.
You understand? Yeah, bigger than theirs. It's the same thing with Jamaica. If England leave you all alone, leave your politics alone, if America leave your politics alone, you gonna recognize that that whole democracy don't work for you. You're gonna recognize that you're gonna have to go into that Bible and see how the Lord dealt with us.
Right.
You understand? And now you will pick a leader based off of that. You understand? What the Lord wants, who's trying to tell you what the Lord wants, but who teaching you. You understand? What the Lord wants you to learn. But when you come on.
Finish your thought, Cap.
No, you go ahead.
The whole time we attack, you have this fake Hebrew Israelite in the chat basically a defend white people. You know what I mean? So you can see basically the spirit of these fake groups, these other so-called groups, is really for the white man, defending the white man. You know what I mean? That's why we tell you, if you're not in the UPK, you're not in the truth, and you don't really have nobody defending black people outside of the ISUPK. You know what I mean? I have somebody who put on them name Israel, but yet still come and defend the oppressor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe there was supposed to be an I at the end.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said maybe there was supposed to be an I at the end of his name.
Yeah. Probably Israeli name.
So play a little more. And we'll get let's get that story to Numbers. Let's read that story first. To share how the Lord.
So like you hear what he said? The truth is Christ, not a group.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about these other groups or these individuals. Because these individuals don't
we just mad, so you can leave now. One, mad. You don't need to be here.
Yeah. So come on, let's get Numbers 25.
Could be a white man too.
Could be. The spirit.
A white
but let's go.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 25 and verse 1, and it says, "And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab."
You understand? Like the Lord, check and see if the Lord dealing with us as individuals. And this is what the white man done did to us. He done done tricked us into thinking that we're individuals. Meaning this, I could be a Muslim, you could be a Christian, you could be wherever you want to be, when that's not how it is.
Right.
Because all these different things separate us. Christ said it. Christ said what? A nation divided, will not stand. A kingdom divided is not going to stand. You understand? Like these things separate us and divide us. You understand? But now, what you have to understand is this. The Lord looks at us as a nation. The white man tried to say we are individuals when we are not. And he does not look at us as individuals. And that's the propaganda the so-called medias like to push. They like to push, you're a good Negro and then you have bad Negroes. No. You understand what I'm saying? We are a nation. You understand? Come on. And that's why when their people do commit heinous crimes, they always try to go into their history and try to dig up like there's some mental health issue. You know what I mean? Like there's something missing from his past that, that caused him to commit some heinous crime. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to those mass shooters. You understand? But when we do it, they go dig up everything on, you know what I mean, evil on a brother or a sister, and said this, you know what I mean, we have, you know what I mean, he had this on his record, this, that, the other. They're never quick to say, well, you know, he might have been sick. I mean, mentally, you know what I mean, sick. One never move so quick to say that. But when it comes to them, they know how to fix the narrative to make it look as if this person is an individual. Especially when it comes to crime, they like to look at their people as he was alone. He was a lone gunman. He was alone this. He was alone that. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to us, they don't say he was a lone black man. This, that, the other. No. They treat us as a nation. And they're supposed to. And we're supposed to look at that and know that they ain't not teaching us, you know what I mean, looking at us as any type of individual. You understand? That's why when you come into their neighborhoods, they start asking questions. They don't like you in their neighborhoods. You know what I mean? All the individual, all we in 2025 where racism is no longer, you know what I mean, in effect. When it's in full effect. Full effect. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods.
Right? Verse 3. And they did eat and bow down to what? To their God. People. Not individual. This is a nation. You understand? Read on.
Verse 3. And Israel joined himself unto Baal-peor.
Right. Join themselves unto some God other than their power. The Most High power. Read on.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
The Lord was angry with this nation. You understand? Our nation. Like he angry with our nation right now. Because we are finding ways to try to join. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the white man be compassionate towards us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're trying to make him see, you know what, we are good people. Just look at us. We are good. You know what I mean? You have some bad people. We have some bad people too. But overall, we are good people. Look at us. Like you're trying to make a beast look at food as if it's not food to eat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like you trying to turn yourself into a cabbage patch. Use meat. He's going to eat that lion is going to eat you.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Verse 4. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun.
You understand the power you're dealing with. That's why the Christians and them is saying what? The Old Testament too bloody.
Right.
When, you know what I mean, read all the bloodiness. You understand? Because the bloodiness is coming from the Lord. You understand? That should show the type of power we're serving. The power we're serving is not this, you know what I mean, what they're saying in the Christian church with all the hugs and kisses. No. The Lord is telling them to hang all these heads of these people who are doing what? Worshiping other gods. So that it will do what? It will put fear of the people looking at it. Do not serve the God they serve. Don't do it. You understand? And back then, Moses had total control of the nation. When I say total control, meaning there was no foreign entity, you know what I mean, having influence on Israel. You understand? So now we could do what? What Moses could have done. Because of that. Because there is no foreign involvement.
him could carry out the order of the Most High without, you know what I mean, no interference.
Yes, meaning he now could what correct whatever was wrong with the nation. Not
Right.
saying that now we have to go out and do that. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm saying we will find a way to do it according to this Bible, like we've been doing in the UPK.
Right.
We have the way to do what? To bring our people to serve the Lord. You understand?
Gone.
You know what I mean? You leave us alone, we're gonna fix our people. We're gonna fix them. But if you don't, you know what I mean, like the oppressor, he has influence, and his influence is what? Money. You
Right.
understand? Money. Money that he could take away from you. And now guess what? Your family, you know what I mean, is destitute. Now they're hungry. Now you don't know how you're gonna feed your wife. You know what I mean? If your health bad, you don't know how you're gonna buy your medication. You understand? Put you in a situation where if you're not strong and if you're not in the UPK, you are going to give in to the oppressor. You're going to give in to him. Right? Read on.
Gone. That the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
Read on.
Verse 5. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the
Right.
sight of Selah.
So now this brother brought a what? Another woman from another nation, a woman from another nation.
Gone.
Right. Let's see if he's just, you know what I mean, the Lord just gonna let it slide. Read on.
Gone. In the sight of Moses and in
Mm-hmm.
the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
You just saw what happened and you still went and do that? Read on.
Gone. Who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. Verse 8. And he went after the man of Israel in the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly.
You understand? What that man didn't understand is we not individuals.
Right.
And because you went and now you fulfill your loss, the nation was going to have to pay for it. Like we're paying for it right now.
Right.
You understand? Even though I'm in the truth, nonetheless, we're still in what? We're still in captivity. I still have to go wake up just like you in the world and go do my 9 to 5. Because we're not individuals. If you go commit a crime, the cops, because I'm in the truth now, the cops wouldn't look at me like I'm committing the crime too. You understand? If I go commit a crime, you think the cops gonna be looking at you like you not the criminal also too. And we're gonna have to stop thinking like individual and think like a nation depends on every move I make. Think like that. You understand? Think like that. And now train yourself and train your kids to think like that. So now, guess what? Son, go be a lawyer. And now, guess what? You're going to be a lawyer for this entire nation. Daughter, go be a doctor. You're going to be a doctor for this entire nation. You're not going to be a doctor because you want to fulfill wherever you want to fulfill for yourself. You're going to be a doctor for your nation. You understand? Now is a mindset. You understand? Now you have that mindset of we are what? One nation, Israel. You understand? And now we could start to do what? Correct ourselves. You understand? Because brothers, you know what I mean, because we in these, you know what I mean, in you know what I mean, we under oppression, we try to go where that group, you know what I mean, will somehow, you know what I mean, be like a father figure to you. I mean, you go join a gang is because you I mean you're looking, you're calling what your big homie. Because your big homie, you're trying to get that what? That guidance, that protection from your big homie. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Some of us go join the church and then we look at the what? The priest as
Yeah.
being what? As a father figure. Remember what
Mm-hmm.
the brother said with Eddie Long. Remember,
Yeah.
these men went in there with Eddie Long and they were saying what he was supposed to be a father to us. And Eddie Long was abusing these men, was taking
Yeah.
advantage of these boys. You understand? Which then you know what I mean? We could do it, but you know what I mean? The but is you gotta come into the truth so that we could do it the right way. We can
Right.
get it done the right way. So now you doing something you're supposed to do. Now you're gonna be corrected. In here you're gonna be corrected. You can't just, you know what I mean, do whatever you feel like inside you. No. This is not the Christian church. The Christian church allows you to do whatever you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but
Got
not
it.
in here. You're not allowed to do whatever you want to do because you, if you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, you can bring death to this nation. You can bring punishment to this nation. You
Got
understand? You can make the Lord, you know what I mean, kindle a fire to, you know what I mean, put a serious plague on our people. You
Right.
understand? All right. Um, Continue with the with the video.
Got
'Cause I think he has some more things he's gonna go into. And the volume gone.
Reason for people of color to trust
Okay,
white
go.
people.
The argument I make is, look, in a country where it turns out that the most vulnerable people of color are under threat, those who they count on are nowhere to be seen. If we have a president who marshals forces of hatred and anger and divisiveness and frankly just danger, if the people who call themselves your friends are not going to push back against that, then maybe you can tell me why it is I should trust those people.
Well,
When those who count themselves as your friend
And
see
you
that
see what I'm
others
saying?
put you in
Pause.
danger,
Yeah.
right.
it is their opportunity to prove they're your friend.
And he's not saying we shouldn't trust white people. He should just say, brother,
Right.
I'll say it fair. We shouldn't trust white people.
Right.
We should never trust any one of them. Not
Got
one we shouldn't trust. You understand? And the
So
Bible tells you, come on.
he's saying we need white people to stand up for us against other white people.
That's it.
So that
You understand? Like you want them to stand up. They never did.
right.
Why would they do it now? I do not understand. They never did. What will make them change their mind now? They're rich beyond, you know what I mean, God knows what. And they're still oppressing you. Go to Judith 5 and 21.
Got This is the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 21. And it says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Right.
And their
And
God.
you hear what he's saying? If there be no iniquity in their nation,
right.
In their nation, not an individual.
Right.
You understand? Like the Lord don't move. He don't rock like that. He's trying to get us to understand that. As a nation, if there's no iniquity in a nation, you're not an individual. Read on.
God. And their God be for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we become a reproach before all the world.
Right? And he become what?
A reproach before all the world.
Right? You become a reproach for all the world. Now they're going to look at you, you know what I mean, as being, you know what I mean, the least, you know what I mean, on this earth. You understand? Read on.
Gun. Verse 22. And when Achior had finished these sayings, all the people stand round about the tent. Silakia, was it, did you want me to read further up
Where?
before 21?
No, I think
Or,
it's just 21. I think that would
oh,
be it, just to show that,
okay,
I mean, as a nation, they
gun,
know we had to be serving the Lord as a nation, not
yeah,
as an individual. So don't let the oppressor fool you and think that he's only looking at us as an individual. He's not looking at us as an individual. That is
right,
this media propaganda they're pushing. They don't look at us as an individual. You understand?
gun,
All right. Um, let me play a little more of this.
gun.
Friend. It's fine to be friendly with them, but these are not your friends. We live in a country where we oughtn't pretend that these divides have not consistently been on racial grounds. And we see that over and over and over.
That's
Danger,
true.
when
I agree.
when black people are in danger from, say, addiction, we get policing. When white people are in danger from addiction, they get rehabilitation. When black people
Now
don't have
that pause
jobs,
that right.
we get stories about why we're making the wrong choices.
No, I'll that you know what I mean, he was on point with right there when it comes to the drugs.
Gun.
You understand? When it comes to the drugs, they know, you know what I mean, they dealt with us. Remember all the talk about war on drugs? But when it comes to them, it's addiction. So now we have to go down the medical part. Now we have to see what we could do to get, you know what I mean, our people from not being addicted or, you know what I mean, or having addiction to drugs. But with us, it was jail. You know what I
Right,
mean? The three strike rule, and I think he was getting life. I think it was Bill Clinton and on what's his name, boy? Joe Biden. Remember Joe Biden? Joe
gun,
Biden, you know, what I mean, push a policy in there, or law in there. If you get caught with, I think was, you know, what I mean, a quarter cents of drugs, cocaine or heroin or whatever, I forget the drug that he was going to do a good time for in jail. You understand? And then don't talk about JFK. I think it was Kennedy on Oliver North and them with the drugs they was bringing in when they were saying war on drugs, and it was actually locking up a ton of black men. You understand? Tons of black men. So when it's drugs, yeah, I mean, when black people, yeah, I mean, have, I mean, problems with drugs, they bring the police in, they bring the law in, they go make laws to lock
gun,
us up. But when it's their people, oh, they look after their people. You understand? And the brother making a point there to show him that this is not an individual. This is a group of people that you're looking at and you're dealing with, you're making policies for, right? Play on.
gun.
When white people don't have jobs, we get a presidential campaign about the forgotten class.
And I grew up in a world
Right. That's
where
about it. You understand? You know what I mean, for sure. You know what I mean, some things he's saying, he has a, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, some valid points. But what he not doing is hitting the nail on the head, which
Right,
is white man is a problem.
gun,
The oppressor is a problem. His media is a problem. The propaganda they're pushing on the media is the major problem. You understand? Because that's they use that same technique to get rid of black people from a town in Wilmington, North Carolina, where they was pushing propaganda and lies in the papers, and black people had to run out from that town, had to run out from that town because there was lying on them. You understand? And that wasn't an individual. It was a group of people that had to flee a town because white people was fitting to unalive them because of some lie somebody put in the papers. All right.
God,
Now
oh
give me
God.
give me Romans 10 and 1.
God, oh
Romans
God.
10 and 1.
God, oh God. This is the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1. It
Mm-hmm.
says, Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is
All right.
that
So
they,
what for Israel is not an Israel is not an individual.
right,
Israel is a nation. You understand? And Paul is praying for this nation, not for an individual. All right. Read on.
God, oh God, that they might be saved.
Right. That all Israel, you understand, might be
God,
saved. You understand?
God, oh
Like
God.
this ain't, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, don't ever let the oppressor fool you and have you thinking, well, you know what I mean, not all white people are bad. You understand? Then we have to go out, take them all the way back to slavery. Did you
God,
decide whether good black people or bad people was going to be put in chains? And now let's see. Let's see the answer. Let's see if you all were, you know what I mean, had criterias, you know what I mean, or a checklist to see who he was putting on the boat to come across here.
right.
You understand? And now if you didn't have a checklist, why now should I have a checklist for you? Why now? No, I can't. You know what I mean? And based off of your reputation as being the slave master, we can't afford to give you, you know what I mean, the benefit of the doubt.
God, oh God.
We can't afford it. You understand? But brothers like this, you know what I mean? Don't worry. We're gonna say what you cannot say. You understand? You
Right,
can't say the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. We'll tell you. You understand? Because he was definitely, Tucker Carlson was definitely trying to deceive him into
mm-hmm.
into thinking that what this place is not what racist.
God,
You know what I mean? When Donald Trump is showing that it's, you know what I mean, racism is in full effect. You understand? All
God,
these, you know what I mean, these government members, I let you know, it's in full effect, this racism. You understand? And the only way to defend that, brothers and sisters, you got to come into the truth and learn who to love and who not to love. You
right,
understand? Or let me put it this way: love what the Lord loves
right.
and hate what the Lord hates. You understand? You don't have to be the friend. You can be professional nonetheless. You don't have to be the friend. You understand?
God, oh God.
You don't have to be their friend. You can be very professional, very polite. You understand? But you do not have to be their friend. You understand?
Right.
Anything else?
Uh, from me, sir. Officer Abadawa.
About that one, anything else to bring out?
Um, Not really. Sometimes when I see these kind of video and thing, I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if it's like some like you're doing an initiation process. Like
Mm-hmm.
they want to take him into something, but they want to know that they're done with you're done with
God,
them.
God, oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, man. So because all the white people they know that them talking crap. They
Mm-hmm.
are they are very much familiar, but they're just hiding it. So what's their reason
Yes.
for hiding it?
The reason from hiding it is they don't want to show the earth who they really is. You
Right.
understand? They're saving that for, yeah, I mean, for when they're back against the wall. Like a dog. Yeah, I mean, when you try to corner a dog will try to, yeah, I mean, might try to bite his way out. You
Right.
understand? And he doesn't want to show, because if he does show it, like with the Israelis, what they did was they show who they really are. And
God,
they
oh
show
God.
that there's not God chosen people. They show
Right.
that they are just any European nation that when when they, have to fight, everything has to die. You understand?
Right.
You know what I mean? So for sure, the Lord is going to make them show their hand, like the Lord is doing right now. The Lord is making them show their hand, showing them for who they really are. That's what the Lord is doing. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Last, sir, I think that is a two note to end the show on. You know what I mean?
Amen. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So without further ado, everybody watching, remember to tap the screen, share, like, follow, depending on the platform you're watching on. This is the
That's right.
Breakdown Podcast, where we break down the strongholds holding back the children of Israel here in the Caribbean, North, Central, and South America. And with that,
That's right.
shalom.
Shalom, warriors.
Shalom. You're watching Thumb.
Worship the thumb.
Yeah. One West. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We work hard in a life, hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and a dig it in a road and a live no life. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now me a seek time for myself and we a shell some party. Be stressed, me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to the girl inna the beach dress. Body a roll a the neatest. She nah no man, nah that a the weakness. So me the in her ears but not like a real pest. Nah, just a move with a vibe. Because we a pour the mood is alive. If you do 9 to 5 I know you a get rich, you do realize. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now we are poor kulu rump on NSC, we compare. That is it. Move to that girl, the body tick. What is it? You know see me attack low the politics. Watch it twist. No one see no ratchet flick, no matic click. No negative energy, a positive. One way I keep the peace and no magic trick. We are dance till in icon. We are groove, we are vibe. And no care, no fear right off. Make it home with your life. Me say, me no want see you leave yet. Me no want see you depressed. We are if you de-stress. We work hard in a life. Hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and I mash up the road and I live no life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Me stressed. Me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to the girl inna the peach dress. The body a roll a she a the neatest. She nah no man so that a the weakness. So me the inna it here that a no real test. Nah.